boy, as we are getting ready for the grand finals. As a reminder, this is a best of 5 once again, another ZVP. And we're starting things on Submarine.
No holes barred here. Is starting things off with a bang. Solar versus Trap. They even have their avatars for when they were made during BlizzCon. I believe actually the only times they made it to BlizzCon, right?
I believe so.
Solar in 2016, Trap in 2019.
Too sure.
A neat little bit of trivia there. As we load into Submarine LE, of which we all reside in. We all live in the LE Submarine, or some of us thrive in it. Like the Red player spawning here in the bottom right-hand corner map, spawning all the way in the bottom right-hand corner. Coming down from South Korea, he is going to be representing KZ Gaming. KZG, we have Solar.
And thank you so much, Finantok, for the 3 subs in a row. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. And I'm sure this player here in the top left appreciates it. The South Korean Protoss player, the blue Protoss, representing himself. Unfortunately, he is teamless, but he is here in the grand finals. He is Trap.
Quack.
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 Quack. Quack.
For the sub. That was 3.
I thought you were pulling a mighty duck on me. I did not realize what you were doing. Like he gets an extra one, okay?
Yeah.
Nantok, he's great.
Yeah.
He's great.
He's one of the people who was what we plugged earlier. Exclamation mark Patreon, isn't it? Wait, I actually can't verify that.
There you go.
I vaguely remember a green color on exclamation mark Discord in the chat. It's due to the CranKy Ducklings Discord server. No, wait, green is for other. Green is for Patreon patrons still. It's for. Look, I was a body double.
Oh god, Yaku's breaking down. He's turning into Claire. He's turning into Ares. Oh god. Okay, but we are here in a fresh best of 5, a fresh ZVP, and my eyes are on Trap. We've seen a lot of Solar ZVP, but not so much Trap this week.
Yeah, we got to see a little bit of his PvT earlier on, where it did kind of feel a bit more of a Trap scouting what time was going for and then just reacting to it. Mm-hmm. So we'll see. Both of these players pretty reactive, very good decision making coming out from them.
Ooh.
And go for the Stargate.
Yeah, a bold choice here on Submarine. Like, I feel like there's a reason why we saw Zest go for Glaives on Submarine. Like, because the rush distance is so small, I feel like it's a little bit safer to go for a more like ground-based composition to try and keep your opponent busy at home instead of being aggressive across the map. But yeah, Trap going for a Stargate.
Yeah, I have to wonder what he's gonna be playing with that. Is it gonna be the standard Void Ray Oracle coming out? Is it gonna be another mass Oracle game? That's what I live for. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge, Trap. If you're listening, probably not. But
it's not gonna happen. It's not. Maybe if it was patience, maybe.
If it was patience, it would be mass Stargate. No Stargate units.
Oh god, patience. We love you. We love you.
Yeah, heart.
Feels bad we didn't get to catch him this week. But yeah. Well, mate, if you're watching, we'll cast you next week, okay? We'll be all over you in ESL Weekly number 52.
Ah, good number.
There we go. Okay, and pretty interesting. So Trap already going for a second Oracle as well, so no Void Ray whatsoever.
Yeah, he has generally been one of the Protoss players who does prefer to get damage done across the map using those oracles instead of trying to gain some kind of map control early on with a single Void Ray.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and this is what I mean when it comes to like Trap playing a little bit differently to players like Stats and players like Zest, because we already had a Robo being thrown down. We have a Twilight Council on the way as well, so they're already playing very differently compared to Zest at least.
Man, how the tables have turned. Trap, he is the least committed to Stargate play in this current meta.
Yeah. How times have changed. The wing commander, he has retired. He's hung up his wings.
Now he drives an Uber car.
There we go.
Drives a taxi.
Wasn't he like a cyclist? Wasn't that Trap?
I think so, actually.
Like I thought that's what we dubbed him, you know, because he was the opposite of the public transport.
Yeah.
But we'll see how he does here, because so far we do have a Templar Archives on the way as well. So far it kind of looks like he may be opting to go for Charged Archon, kind of chilling at home, securing his bases.
Meanwhile, Solar, again, just scouting everything that he sees and opts for the Roach play this time. Knows that it's not going to be a massive commitment from Adepts, and knows that these Oracles are about going to be all that Trap is going to make from that. Scout Seek Archons, huge pick, or huge scout rather.
Yeah, he's able to determine what his opponent's going for. Meanwhile, we have a couple of Drupal Lords being set up. Oh, the Queens!
Somebody get some strudel here.
Oh boy, yeah, it's gonna be going across the map. Meanwhile, the Archons are doing their best to be annoying. They do spot the roaches.
And Trap, I mean, he is 110% aware. I feel like he may just cancel his third base here.
I mean,
he is absolutely committed to the defense now. The funny thing is, normally when you drop alert the Queens across the map, you do this as a response to Stargate play, right? This time, yeah, Trap is a pretty decent ground army, nothing in the sky.
yeah, exactly, and he's doing a really good job at focusing down that Warp Prism. It's so close to going down. Meanwhile, the shield batteries are on the way, but they're not done quite yet.
Not quite going to be taken out. I believe that is the only pylon as of now, powering all that up. Not quite enough range here for Solar. Actually kind of sabotaging himself with the body blocks that is the lone pylon, powering all of this light.
Yeah, he does, and meanwhile, the transfuses are keeping that Queen alive. The Queen does go down in the end, and the overcharge is being used.
Yeah, right when it needed to be used there, not wasting it whatsoever on anything unnecessary. The pylon does go down. A lot of this production does get depowered, but the shield batteries are still very much in play over here.
Yeah.
Solar, he's opting to go for that third base instead. Actually kind of going back and forth between these.
Yeah, it looks like
he can afford to do.
Yeah, the lane's going to be taking care of that. Meanwhile, he has to be careful because, again, there are two Immortals here, and Immortals are quite terrifying. He even recalls the Archons to help keep the third alive.
Whoa, what a move here by Trap.
Wow.
Completely avoiding that that creep. Still unable to take out that Warp Prism.
Exactly, like the Queens, they were trying to focus it down as best they could, but the Warp Prism stayed alive, and Trap holds.
Insanely well, too, if I might add. Keeps both of his bases alive. Doesn't lose a single worker here. Still has a very healthy Immortal and Archon count. Sure, he lost a lot of, he lost a couple of pylons over there. He lost quite a lot of gateway units, but those are absolutely negligible here.
Oh yeah, if you look at the units lost, like that was a massive investment by Solar into that attack, and it really didn't do much. Like, he needed to at least kill the third base, and miraculously the third base stayed alive.
Well, we say miraculously, but I mean, 2 Archons were recalled to that third base.
Yeah, like that was
a miracle.
Yeah, that was such a sick move. Like you don't typically see that, but Trap, he knew that he needed to get those Archons over there against those Lings, and because of that, he was able to hold on to his bases. Meanwhile, Solar, he's getting ready for round 2, another massive wave of Roach Ravager, a couple more Queens in the Drupal Lord. And
on the one hand, I would fear for Solar here. Trap has a very beefy army with Immortals, with Archons, so at the same time, a lot of his other units, like Warp Prism, did get kind of bruised. Solar, not liking his chances, backs away, tries to take this engagement in a more defensible position.
I would love this if, like, the Drupal Lord is able to sneak around with those Queens to help focus down that Warp Prism. It looks like he's attempting to do so. He's pushing on forward with his Roaches and Ravagers.
Carapace. Yeah, but he does bust on through these force fields. He's still going up a ramp, though, and Trap is taking 110% advantage of that. Gets so much splash damage with these Archons.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's exactly what Trap wanted to fight, you know, on top of a ramp, and Solar tried to force his way up. It wasn't ideal. He lost so much supply in that attack.
And now Trap's just awaiting the counterattack. Goes back to that third base. Once again, he's rebuilt his static defense. Look at all of these shield batteries right now. And he's still got this massive, beefy army.
Yeah, to be fair, the shield batteries are here at the natural. They're not really supporting the Immortals over at the third base, so it isn't the most ideal position, but at the same time, his army's getting surrounded.
Yeah, counterpoint. This just makes it easier for Trap to sandwich Solar.
Yeah, exactly, and that's exactly what's happening. Like, Solar, he's barely got anything left.
This is just about all he's got. Really gonna have to rely on these biles. GG is called. Trap gonna be taking game number 1 of this best of 5 grand finals. Solar really does not want to go into the late game.
Oh my god, he does not, and it felt like he kind of blindly went for the German taxi build. Like, he saw that it was a Stargate opener. He's like, oh, okay, you're gonna be getting Void Rays out, I'm gonna go for this. And yeah, I don't know if he was really expecting like Immortals and Archons for defense. That was great.
I think it was in the back of his mind. I think he was kind of thinking, oh right, double Oracle. You don't normally commit to the Oracles unless you were getting something else, or
unless
you were transitioning into something else, yeah. Or you might be zest, yeah. But still try his luck, since that was what he was going for.
Yeah.
And it could have been pretty effective. I mean, I do kind of feel like maybe if those queens took out the Warp Prism a little sooner, there would have been a lot less micro potential there. Maybe a couple of key biles here and there could have completely changed the tides there for Solar's. It could have completely changed the tides in Solar's favor, but yeah, Trap just very solid. Really made sure that he kept everything he needed to keep alive, including that third base. Once again, what a sick move for that recall.
Yeah, it was really impressive he defended as well, because I don't know if you noticed, but Trap started his shield batteries at his natural base when the attack started. Like, he was not like, his stack defense was not ready for it whatsoever. Like, he was busy like trying to harass with his Archons and things of that nature, and he only just like threw them down as soon as the attack started. But like, the defensive position was just beautiful.
Yeah, that's why the overcharge was so valuable to him. Didn't want to use it unless he knew he needed it. But that was game number 1. We are now on game number 2, which is going to be on Lightshade LE. We're in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, spawning all the way in the bottom right-hand corner. The Red Zerg player coming out from South Korea, representing KaiZ Gaming, KZG. The brightest of all of the pro gamers, we have Solar. Power.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Lightshade LE, we have the South Korean Protoss player, the Blue Protoss, representing himself, as he is a teamless. Someone pick him up. He's already up 1-0 in this best of 5. It is Trap.
So we're on Lightshade, and I know it's a PvZ, but I want to see another 2 racks at 2-on-1 coming out. Just because we're on Lightshade.
What does that mean? You're like,
what it means is that my mind is going.
You're like, so stay with me, Yaku. Stay with me. Oh god. What time did you wake up today?
I woke up early. I woke up at 8 a.m.
Okay. Trying to
not quite as early as I want to, but you know, it is a festive season. I'm allowed to wake up a little bit later.
Yeah. Hopefully you're taking care of yourself. Everyone, make sure you hydrate your hydras, drink plenty of water, as we are getting to the later stages of the night. Also, massive shout out to Gemini. Yo, if Trap is playing in a tournament, Gemini's gonna be there. He's gonna be in the chat.
100%.
And if he's not, then exclamation mark Funada Gemini, because he should be. Oh god. As we are getting into the swing of things, unfortunately, no 2-on-1 here.
Yeah, can't really happen in PvZ. I feel like Gemini tunes in to collect evidence for potential team owners. They're like, hey, this is why you want Trap on your team.
He's slowly getting like a highlight reel of Trap to send to potential team owners. Gemini,
why he didn't already have one.
True. He's just stockpiling more. Just saying, like, Gemini, Trap on Genesis Gaming, maybe.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah? The Genesis Trap.
Yeah, really, he's like, what? That was the first thing I said to my team. You're like, he's like, of course I'm trying to get him on it.
I've been lobbying for this for months, like even before Junior went under. Alright, Trap really changing things up this game. Not opting for that Stargate play. Gonna go for the Glaives this time.
Yeah, which is understandable, especially since like he did force the natural over here at the unnatural position.
And unlike Shade, that is a very isolated third base, so it takes a little bit more creep tumors to connect those bases up. So Trap is going to be looking to take advantage of that, but Solar, he is probably the most diligent scouter of all the Zerg players, at least for all the Korean Zerg players.
Yeah, he was able to dive in. He did see the Robo. He unfortunately has not been able to get to the corners of the base to scout the Twilight Council.
Yeah, I mean, probably knows something is on the way. You don't get a Robo that quickly. I mean, I would love to see more double immortal drops make a comeback, but yeah, that has not happened for a while.
Yeah, and
It's
obviously
well aware.
he should be like, he even sees the Warp Prism. He may have caught a glimpse of the Adepts. He saw that there was no Oracle as well, so he's aware of what Trap is coming across the map with. We'll see if he's able to defend, opting not to throw down his spine, just relying on his Lings and his Roaches that are on the way.
And we'll see what he can get done here with them. Again, it only takes one missed shade to completely mess up a mineral line.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
my PSA to Zerg players.
Oh, and
he immediately takes out a Queen.
Yeah, and he actually commits to the Shade as well.
Takes out quite a number of drones as well, shaving off the link count so well. Trap, I cannot believe that he's been able to get so much done with so little this quickly.
Yeah.
Man.
He even shades into the third base location, forces all the drones off the line as well. In the end, this will get cleaned up, and it's not like there's an overwhelming amount of just Adepts all over the place. Trap was forced to back off with his Warp Prism.
But honestly, for a 4-gate glaive, that was quite a lot of damage done. Trap is still gonna commit to, keep the pressure on, try to keep Solar on this side of the map, but yeah, he can just focus on his transition now, and he'll be in a pretty good position.
Yeah, I think he can rest easy with the amount of damage he has done, right? The worker kills, like the fact that he still has the Warp Prism alive, so he's keeping Solar busy at home. Oh my god, no!
Only a couple of Lings actually make it through.
Yeah, I was worried that like the Immortal would get surrounded or something, but the Lings do get in and they manage to get a full scout of the main base.
Yeah, forces a recall here from Trap as well. Solar just repositioning his own army, trying to... Oh my god, the damage is still racking up here for Trap.
That it is. 3 more drones do go down. The Warp Prism is forced back. Solar, he can rest a little bit easy as, he does confirm that there's no Dark Shine behind this. He is aware of the follow-up, as Trap is looking to expand and take his third.
Yeah, pretty standard transition coming out from our blue Protoss player. And from here on out, more and more drones still go down.
Yeah, to begin with, like, it was okay that Solar was taking these losses, but it just keeps happening. Like, he just keeps losing 3 to 4 drones every now and then. It's building up.
Yeah, I mean, by now, Solar, he has about the amount of drones that he wants to have. Doesn't quite have the army he wants, so keeps being forced to remake those drones using up that larva. Yeah, Trap has just got complete map control right now.
Exactly. Like, more importantly, like, that Warp Prism with those Adepts were busy keeping Solar at home, so Trap, for the most part, has been able to establish his third base or get it up and running relatively safely without any worry. There is a massive Ling run by, and the army is out in the middle of the map, so maybe Solar can force a cancel.
Potentially. That'll be at least something here for Solar. He does still have to worry about this massive, very beefy Protoss army right in his face. With that cancel, Trap is looking to end this, and honestly, it looks like he might.
Yeah, exactly. Like, there's no Lings to buffer. Like, the force fields are beautiful. He's getting on top of the majority of these Ravagers, morphing in more units, and, like, there's just no biles on the Warp Prism. There's nothing to stop it.
More and more drones go down. They continue to die. They were pulled here, to be fair. Not quite sure if Trap has recall, but actually looks like he might not need it. He is cleaning this army up really, really well. I mean, he's lost all his gateway units, and he should lose an Immortal, but the damage has already been dealt in 18 drones taken out, as well as half of Solar's army.
Ooh,
Makes it out with all of his immortals.
Yeah, somehow he's able to back off and survive with all 3 immortals. He still has to be careful though, like not to lose any more of them, as Solar has been able to defend, but as you said, he's down in workers. He lost 18 in that attack.
Drone parents are gonna tell stories of this one warp prism that comes in to try to scare him and then going to bed or something. I don't know.
Oh boy. Meanwhile, the third base was denied, so, you know, it still isn't up and running for Trap. So Solar is still in this, but man, he just keeps losing workers.
Cannot believe it.
Oh, God.
Shift L real quick. 35.
You do
That's
not want
2 mineral lines.
Yeah,
That's more than 2 mineral lines.
You do not want to be a drone in Solar's army. Like, that's not what you want.
Man.
Oh, God.
A massacre going on.
Yeah, unfortunately he's just really struggling to keep up. He just can't keep up with the depth defense. And honestly, like, because of how like almost abysmal it's been, I'm sure Trap, like, there's no reason for him not to keep this up in this series, right? Like, oh my God.
Yeah, and Trap is well aware that Solar, he's kind of had enough of this. Is getting set up here. Oh, not the best defensive position here for Trap. Doesn't quite have the second defense he'd like. Does get us around here. Solar does. But the Warp Prism is here for that hot pickup. This is almost an overwhelming army for Solar. Battery overcharge being popped. That shield battery is not being targeted here, Light.
It finally does go down, but the majority of the buffer has died for Solar. Now the entire army of Trap is just pouncing on top of the Ravagers. Everything is going to go down.
And that is that. GG is called. Trap now a match point. My mouth wide open. It is agape. Is that the right word? Agape. So impressive Trap has been in this series. And we followed Solar throughout the evening. We saw how terrifying he was in ZVT. Now in the ZVP, really getting shaky. I mean, he was a little bit shaken in his series against Zest, but now against Trap,
yeah,
he makes it look easy. Trap does.
It's one of those things where we saw unfortunately we missed the series, but we saw the scores of Trap versus Dark, and that was terrifying, right? Like, Trap 3-0ing Dark is such an amazing feat, and you could probably argue that Zest would have stood a better chance here in the finals, but he was denied that by Solar. To be fair, rightfully so. Solar, he earned that victory, but now against Trap, he's just a completely different kind of Protoss player.
Absolutely, and honestly, just looking at how in-form Trap is, I know we've mostly just seen his PvT and PvZ. I would not doubt that Trap would do really well against Zest either. I mean, I know PvP, very unpredictable matchup, but you can also control it to a certain extent as a player. And before the whole determinism philosophers come in, or what have you. But regardless, we are here on Jagannatha, which scarily looks like it could be our final map of the evening here, Light. It is really on this player over here in the bottom left-hand corner map, spawning all the way in the bottom left-hand corner to turn things around. Our Red Zug coming down from South Korea, representing KaiZ Gaming, KZG. He is Solar.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Jagannatha LE, we have the South Korean Protoss player, the Blue Protoss, representing himself. Someone pick him up. He is deserving to be on a team. He's currently teamless. He is Trap.
Yeah, honestly, it's like, how many people does Trap have to beat up before he gets picked up?
Oh God, that is going to be the question. Trap, everyone keep your eye on him, especially going into PvZ 2021. He's going to be looking to, you know, maybe even take the entire tournament. He's going to be a favorite in there at least, as he's one of the highest performing Protoss players of the year.
Oh, easily the highest performing, I would say. I think it was between him and Stats for a while, but in December, Trap did not take a break whatsoever. Just continued to impress. So did Stats, to be fair, but yeah, Trap pulled up a little bit higher than him.
I know they hosted the Pylon show last week, and they were kind of like wrapping up the year, you know, kind of determining who were the best players for each race, and they were split 50-50 when it came to stats and trap. Regardless,
Whoa.
like they were both like incredibly like well performing, but it's like, you know, yeah, they both have their accolades.
You can definitely make an argument for stats. In fact, I probably would make an argument for stats because, you know, stats voice. But at the end of the day, I feel like Trap has had better finishes against roughly the same players that he's that stats played against.
Yeah, they're very comparable to each other. I think regardless, like when people think of the top Protosses, like they do think of both of them. Like they're both top 2, regardless of which one is above the other. And we'll see what happens here in game number 3 if Solar is able to bring it back against Trap. As right now, Trap is playing this a little bit more standard, going for a Stargate opener.
Well, we say standard, but for Trap, a Stargate can really be anything.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I feel like Solar, he's a lot more comfortable in his EVP against the playstyle of someone like Zest. Because Trap, he plays so differently, like, it's really shaken Solar up, I feel. Like, it's possible that he's just not comfortable or not used to playing against this sort of style.
Yeah, I feel like Solar has been mostly playing against players like Zest and Stats, who, again, play very standard form of Stargate play.
Yeah, it's like
prepared for specifically that style.
Yeah,
but
it's
meanwhile,
like
Trap, he is, again, surprisingly, the least committed to Stargates.
Yeah, it's one of those things where like Solar's used to these Protoss players kind of turtling up, and then that's kind of why like his all-ins like work a little bit better. But Trap, like that's not what he's going for. He doesn't go for like this double Stargate into Sky Toss. At least we haven't really seen it too prominent in his playstyle. Maybe here on the Ace match he decides to whip it out. We'll see.
Yeah, I will say that this is, funnily enough, the time where Trap finally plays a little bit more on meta.
Yeah, especially with this opener. Like, he got a Void Ray first, you know, he got an Oracle second. Like, we've seen this many times before, whether it's from Stats or Zest. And there we go, double Stargate.
Double Stargate.
Ooh.
All right.
Here we go. Okay,
That's
so
Oracle.
here in the Ace match, Trap is deciding to whip it out. Like, now, will this be his downfall? Or will this, like, blindside Solar? Because this is something that Trap hasn't been going for this entire series. So maybe Solar, he's not really expecting this.
Yeah, it really is kind of a... Well, it's not exactly a 50-50 shot, but it's a little bit of a double-edged sword. As you said, Trap, or Solar rather, might not really be expecting Trap to go for this. But at the same time, Solar's been dealing against his styles many times against Zest. Should be feeling pretty warmed up against it.
Yeah. Once he's able to scout and figure out what his opponent's opener is and what he's going for, I'm sure Solar is going to feel a lot more comfortable. I say that, he's probably going to just like cut worker production, throw down a Hydroden and just go for it. We'll see if it works out.
Hydroden! There's the Forge and Twilight Council! Trap does see the Hydroden.
Ooh, but a couple of Adepts do sneak in and 5 drones do go down.
Even when he doesn't commit to the Adepts, he still gets drones.
Exactly. The Adepts just deal so much. Meanwhile, Solar, I'm sure he has confirmed now that he has seen both Void Rays, what his opponent's going to be going for. So now we'll see how good the defense is going to be for Trap. If you recall, this is the map where Solar went for a Ling Hydra attack, and Zest had the defenses ready at the 3rd base, but Solar just went straight into the natural.
Yeah, Zest really pulled Singapore then. Now Trap, we'll see. He's spreading himself out a little bit more. I'm not sure what metaphor I can go with that. Or allegory, rather. He's pulling a...
Malaysia? I don't... Oh, God.
Gorilla. That's 5 more drones. Like, how does he can't keep getting away with it.
More drones are going down.
It's the light.
And meanwhile, we've seen this from Solo before. He's not getting a 4th. He has stopped drone production. Like, he's just ramping up for this big attack. So it's going to be on Trap to try and get the defense up and ready for this. He is already getting some shield batteries and some cannons, which is great, but he's going to need more.
Yeah, he's reacting to not scouting a fourth base a lot quicker than Zest did, but it's as he said, like, he only has a couple of shield batteries there. I don't see a forward pylon is all or Nexus rather, is all I'm gonna say, you know.
There's no forward Nexus,
there's no Nexus connecting them.
Yeah,
you know,
and this is a lot faster.
Funeral.
He's got some shield batteries and cannons on the way. Storm, it's halfway done. Maybe it'll finish up in the middle of the attack. It's gonna take quite some time for these queens to waddle on over.
Yeah, his saving grace right now is that Solar does not have muscular augments. He doesn't have a drop lords for these queens, so it will still take a little bit of time for Solar to get here. 6 more drones go down, meanwhile, across the map. Man, cannot believe it. Alright, a heck of a lot of Hydras coming in here, and I fear that Storm is done. Oh, I was gonna say Solar has too much, but with the Storm, that is a game changer. He still has to be pretty conservative of how he uses it, Trap does. He cannot afford to waste them.
Exactly.
But if he can hit, there's one. And again, no muscular augments as of yet. These Hydras are going to sit there and eat the Storm.
Exactly. Like, this was the key thing missing in Zest's defense on Jaggernaut. Like, he didn't have his High Templar, he didn't have Storm ready, but Trap he does, and slowly over time, he's just melting away the Hydra count. Like, it's being, the tide is being stemmed, and the Solar, he's slowly being chipped away at.
Enough of these Hydras have been taken out for these Void Rays to really come in. The Archons really showing off their splash damage. A lot of probes are going down, but I still feel like that's fine for now for Trap. He still has to deal with the Hydras.
Yeah.
But now, it's not looking good for him.
Exactly. Solar, he's breaking through into the natural. No more Storms available. Only one High Templar and not enough energy for that Storm.
Hydra Ling. For all your 50 worker push per needs.
Exactly, and it looks like it may just be enough. There are reinforcements joining the fray as well. It looks like there is enough energy for one Storm.
Oh, that's a silver bullet right now. He has to make good use of it. A lot of Hydras caught up in that Storm, but none of them actually going down. A couple of them taken out at the end there by the Archon. We'll soften up about enough. This natural base is going to go down.
Oh, it should go down. Trappy's trying his best to keep it alive, to try and divert the attention of these units. Shield battery overcharge is used, but once again, just like Zest, like, we have all this stacked defense, but it's just not really coming into play.
That it is not. Trap now trying to sandwich his army, but 3 Archons, that's not going to be enough.
Not at all. All the Void Rays go down. Only 2 Archons left, and Made Solar, he has finally gotten the game he wanted.
GG. Solar proving himself to be a very different player than Dark.
Exactly, and like, this is what he wanted. He's like, yes, he's going double Stargate. This is like, I just why can't he always do this? Finally, Solar puts a point on the board.
Why can't you just play normal? Screams.
And I'm sure Trap right now is thinking, why the hell did I just play normal? God damn.
Look, it's Shaganatha. Had to get that out of the way.
Oh boy.
Plus, you know, Trap, he doesn't want to get the reputation of being the unorthodox Protoss. Patience is going to come for him if he does. Has to, you know, at least play something standard every now and then.
Okay, so it wasn't a 3-0. Okay, so we do have Solar fighting back. Was that all he had, or can he keep up this momentum right after that win? Can he go all the way and at least bring this to the ace match?
Break the ace match, potentially reverse sweep. We'll find out here as we load in.
As we load into Oxide game number 4. Solar, he has started the comeback. Can he continue it?
Let's find out as we now load into Oxide LE. We be breathing, we be oxidizing. We're here in the top right-hand corner map, spotting all the way in the top right-hand corner. The Red Zerg player punching back, fighting back. He is representing KyZ Gaming. KZG. We have Solar.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Oxide LE, we have the South Korean Protoss player, the Blue Protoss, representing himself. He is currently up 2-1, just needs one more win. to win this entire tournament. It is Trap.
Now, what opening have you got for us this time, Trap? As Solar just, continues to go for hatch first.
Yeah, that's kind of the big question here. Oh, he denied the gas. He's denied the gas. Oh god,
he's almost stealing it.
Wow. Solo's gonna be annoyed at that.
Impressed.
He's like, God damn it, this guy. Get out of here.
Just want to take my gas a piece. I would have preferred if you stole that gas, honestly. So you'd actually make a commitment there, but no.
None whatsoever. Only APM.
SMH my head.
Oh. And as you said, like, our eyes are on Trap. Like, is Trap going to go double Stargate again? Is he going to go for Glaives? Like, it's all on what's Trap going to do and how Solar responds to it. Because, it does feel like Solar, he is a little bit more comfortable against double Stargate play. Not so much against whatever else Trap has in store for him.
Such as, all right, it's actually still early in this game. I was hoping to reach a point where Trap makes a tech choice, but yeah, not yet.
Yeah, we shall see what he decides to go for. Again, like we were talking about this in Zest versus Solar, where we have seen split map scenarios on this map before, like some solid late game ZVP. But as we also covered in our series in Solar versus Zest, Solar isn't one to go for the late game. It's not something that he feels confident in against Protoss.
Yeah, only does it if he absolutely has to.
And even
that's quite a bit in ZVT, to be fair, but
oh yeah,
that doesn't really say much other than he's comfortable with ZVT.
pretty much. As we do see a Stargate opening coming out from Trap, that isn't completely indicative that he will go double Stargate. He could still go for a Twilight Council behind this.
But if he took a second Stargate, would that be indicative?
Oh, I believe so. What if he took a third though? What if he went full Parker Mike?
I don't think he'd be as successful.
Then he wouldn't have made it to the finals. Good point. Yeah. Good point. Yeah.
There's advice, Pocket Mike.
God damn it, Pocket Mike. You need to calm down. It's great, but at the same time, watch some Trap.
Yeah.
Oh boy. As we are slowly getting into the swing of things, Solo, of course, he did scout the Stargate. He is aware that an Oracle is potentially on the way, as it did get boosted out.
Yeah. We'll be able to see this Void Ray in production as well. Is it going to be a double Stargate this time? One more hit! Wow.
Oh, the Overlord does get sniped. It does go down.
As these Adepts just keep on doing what Adepts do best. And what Trap does best, apparently, in this series. Actually, not killing too many drones.
Yeah, he's going for it.
There it is. Second Stargate now up. Mass Oracle. No, he already got the Void Ray. That in itself is indicative of not going for Mass Oracle, unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately. It looks like the Void Ray will get another Overlord. And what's important is that, again, he's trying to deny all this scouting information. Like, the position of this second Stargate is kind of unorthodox. It's there to be hidden. And we'll see if Solar can manage to scout this. Like, he is sending a couple of links across the map.
Yeah, the links aren't as ideal as Overlords in this situation. Which, again, is why it's so important for Trap to make sure that he does have his Void Rays out in the map. Getting a bit of a presence, denying the map information as well as the supply. Couple links, trying to make it past that wall, but yeah, not gonna make it. Not gonna be seeing that second Stargate for quite some time.
He does see the Forge though. He did get a glimpse of that being morphed in, so he is aware of, I imagine, the Forge and the Twilight Council behind this. I imagine Storm or Chargelts may be on the way, but he has not confirmed the second Stargate quite yet.
And with that, Solar just not too sure how he's deciding to play this out. We'll be going for a Hydrogen real quick.
Yeah. Another
Which is, I think, the safer move.
Definitely, and seeing 2 Void Rays is indicative of what his opponent is going for, so once he has spotted that, then he should be aware.
And with that, we may be going into a very similar game to game number 3. That said, Solar actually joining up quite a bit more. He is playing this out a lot more macro-oriented, so not going to be trying to hit with a quick little timing.
Yeah, I'm sure he may still go for a timing, as he still has not gone for a 4th hatchery. Oh my god, he's going for a 4th.
There he's going for it.
Oh my god, this, GG. This is not...
There we go.
He does not want to go for this. I don't know, mate. For the very first time today, in a ZVP, Solar is getting a 4th base.
Huh. Do you think that Romanticide game against Cess traumatized Solar so hard that he decided not to go for a 4th base, but now finally he's over it?
When I feel like it's one of those things where you were talking about earlier, where like this isn't something that Solar goes for unless he's forced into it. And I think that because he was denied scouting information for so long, like he's missed his window of opportunity to go for a big attack. So now he's forced to expand, take a 4th base, drone up. We even have an infestation pit on the way, double infestation pit.
He's gonna get double infestor upgrades.
Is he?
Zero parasite and whatchamacallit.
Alright, cancelled. It was meant to be a lurker then.
Well.
Oh god. Okay, so he does catch that little mistake. You know, we do have a lurker den going down, so he is getting ready for those later stages of the game, and we'll see how he holds up here against Trap. Like, again, this isn't something we've seen today from Solar. Is he confident in this? Is there a reason why he kept trying to end the game before this really happened?
It was all for this. He knew that there was only one shot he had to go into the late game.
One opportunity.
He decided to shoot it on Oxide.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll see what his like unit composition of choice is going to be. Like, is he going to throw down a Spire as well to get Corruptors? Is he going to get some Vipers out and just go like Viper, Hydra, Lurker? That looks like the go-to composition at the moment.
But it does depend on what he scouts out of Trap. So for Trap, alright, he's getting a Robo Facility.
Oh,
he's not getting Robo Bay as of yet.
And this is kind of scary. Like, there are a lot of storms with this army.
A lot of storms and not a lot of space to run, yeah. Oh, but the High Templar do get trailed behind a little. Trap would be saving that, denying a 5th base, or at least delaying it for a little while.
Yeah, the 5th base does get cancelled. Meanwhile, there is a bit of a Zealot run by, but it does get cleaned up. Not too much damage was done, and Trap does turn around, go back home.
Meets the Lings in the middle of the map. Has a little rendezvous, if you will.
Yeah, meanwhile, more High Templar are joining the fray. There's so many storms with this army. Oh my god, that's terrifying. The creep spread is okay. It's a little bit lackluster over on the right-hand side of the map, which is a little bit scary. Yeah,
Solar really wants to, be able to have that creep, not just for an engagement, but also for the map vision. Trap has so many High Templar at this point that Storm is his buffer.
Pretty much. And you have to be so careful if you are Solar to get caught even off creep.
Yeah, like so. These charges really pinning a ton of these queens into a corner, using the storms just for zoning. And just like that, Trap, not committing to a full-line engagement, takes a decent amount of value for when the engagement eventually hits.
Definitely. Meanwhile, at the Solar, he has been able to defend long enough for his Hive to kick in. We have a Lurker upgrades on the way. Viper's already done as well, so he is doing a good job at rounding out his army. He does have to be careful because he's spreading himself a little bit thin.
Yeah, he is maxed out though. Trap trying to delay this, not quite able to do so. Trap keeping Solar back for a little while longer at the very least. Trying to move into this other location, but very beautiful placed Lurkers.
Ooh. Yeah, he does get forced away. There's an opportunity here as well because there aren't any Zealots to buffer. He's trying to get on top of the High Templar.
Yeah, the High Templar trail behind, but so many Lurkers do go down over there. Beautiful feedbacks on a lot of these Vipers. Parabomb not doing too much here as Trap, again, just splits it beautifully.
Exactly. Every single Viper was feedback. Meanwhile, there is a bit of Zealot run by causing a bunch of supply to go home and defend. Meanwhile, Solo, he doesn't want to go home to defend. He's marching. He's waddling his queens across the map. Like, he wants to go for this big attack now that he's maxed out.
Yeah, missile attack is about to finish up +2, which is not as ideal as Solo perhaps would like, but again, he just wants this to end. He does not favor his chances as the game goes on. It's important to note, Trap is still building up his army behind this. He is still really working on his Sky Toss composition.
Yeah, carriers are on the way. Oh my god, feedbacks once again!
So quick with them as well. Fastest feedbacks in the West, or
but
in this case in Asia.
You know what though? I think that was all the High Templar's energy. I don't think there's any left. Oh, there's another High Templar to the left.
They were trying to, he was trying to morph them into Archons, but they did get caught out in the middle. All of the Lurkers taken out over here. All but one, actually. I didn't even notice that one.
Yeah,
all but two. Wow.
It looks like there's just enough. The interceptors are running out as well. To be fair, none of the carriers have gone down quite yet. So if the army position is good enough, these carriers are just going to be able to back off and they clean everything up.
Yeah, the anti-air is getting pretty low. The Zelts here with the flank. Trap's ground army is starting to thin out a little, but Solar, I feel like he's losing steam when it comes to this push. Or maybe not. More and more Hydras coming in. The interceptors haven't remained time.
Oh yeah, all the queens fell, but as you said, the reinforcing Hydras may be enough to get on top of the army. They are able to take out the Immortal.
Trap desperately trying to get some Archons out. Desperately trying to get out some Storms. Charger's really holding the line for him. Thinning out the Hydra count. Again, has not lost a carrier yet, but decent interceptors, man.
Exactly. Like, Solar, he's so close to breaking Trap. Like, Trap, he has no interceptors. Like, he barely has any left. Like, Trap is just desperately trying to buy time. I don't know if you noticed, but Trap keeps warping in High Templar, and they keep going down before they get enough energy for Storm.
They really do, kind of overestimating the amount of Lurkers that Solar had there.
Storm
really all he really wanted. That Storm does drop on top of a juicy amount of Hydras. A lot of them being taken out to the south. The rest of them being dealt with towards the north. And Solar feels like it's just straggling in.
Yeah, and with that move, it looks like Trap may just have enough. The queens are coming in. They're desperately trying to transfuse and keep the Hydras alive.
I feel like he has just enough. The Lurkers have been dealt with. The Hydras being taken out. Just enough here for Trap to stay in this game.
Yeah, and now that everything has been cleaned up,
GG is called. Trap gonna be taking this series 3-1. He is your ESL Asia 51 champion. And if there are any team owners out there watching, take this series, go to twitch.tv/RenegadeX Studios, as he was covering Trap for the longest time. Watch that and decide if you want to pick Trap up or not. Because man, oh man, he had an impressive run today.
Yeah, GG, congratulations to Trap. Solar, as we were saying, he keeps going for these timings when it comes to going up against the Skytoss Protoss, and again, he had another one here, but as we saw, like, it was delayed for so long. There were all these run-bys delaying the queens, forcing Solar to turn back, and now that he finally attacked, to be fair, he almost broke Trap. Like, there were moments there where, like,
so
Trap,
close.
Yeah, like, he didn't have any more storms, like, he didn't have any interceptors, he was being pushed back, but Trap just barely had enough.
Just about. That was the finals that we just got. Honestly, a pretty close one towards the end of it.
Yeah, like just a little bit more in Solar. Maybe even if his like creep spread was a little bit better, then his reinforcements, especially his reinforcing queens, would have been able to move across the map a little bit faster and help out and join the forces with the Hydras, things of that nature. Like he barely almost had it.
This is where we introduce him to the Miyamika Overlord Highway.
Exactly. That would have been amazing if he had set that up. But GG, congratulations, Trap, for being our ESL Open Cup number 51 Asia champion.
Beautifully done. And this does put him at, I believe, 6 ESL Asia championships? 5 ESL Asia championships. There we go.
GG, and yeah, really well played. That was actually the final ESL Open Cup Asia of 2020. That was the last one. So thank you so much, everyone who joined us today who joined us in the year of 2020. For the most part, we have been covering ESL Open Cup Asia almost every week. There have been a couple of days or a couple of weeks where we did miss them, but for the most part, we have covered them. Shout out to Math, shout out to them switching it from Sunday to Monday and things of that nature, unfortunately. But in the end, we did cover most of them. If you want to tune into the VODs, check out our YouTube, as all of our casts are uploaded to our YouTube channel. They are all there. We don't just cover ESL Open Cup Asia, but we also do North American weeklies, Latin American weeklies, Southeast Asia, Oceania, all kinds of StarCraft. So if you enjoyed our cast, then hit that follow button. We've got plenty of StarCraft on this channel.
Yeah, definitely appreciate it there. And yeah, it's just hitting me light. This is the last stream. This is the last cast that we've got of 2020.
Yeah, this is it. This is the last one. For those wondering, if you look at the brackets, look at the schedule at the moment, Rey de las Razas and Duckling Showdown, these were scheduled events for last week. Unfortunately, due to NA and EU lobbies being bugged and broken and being unable to be made, they were postponed. It is unconfirmed if they're going to be this week. We're going to try and make them happen this week, but if the lobbies are still broken, then it's going to be postponed indefinitely until the NA and the EU server are fixed. I don't want to give like too much flack to Blizzard. Yeah, like a lot of people are talking about how the Blizzard customer service team or the tech team, like they're on holidays until January 1st. So yeah, so because of that,
feels bad for him.
Yeah. So
imagine that.
Yeah, it was like the first day where it was on Thursday where like the lobbies weren't working. We checked Twitter and the Blizzard CS is like, yeah, like we're on holiday for a week. It's like, mate, no.
They were like, yeah, we literally just like got on the plane.
Yeah, it's like, come back.
It's like, oh,
not now of all times. So that is why it's taken so long for them to fix it. It's why it's been like some days it works, some days it doesn't. It's been very very haphazard. So yeah, it's unfortunate. Hopefully things get resolved quickly. But it's hard to say when, you know.
Yeah, can you imagine that though? If you're like just as you're thinking you're enjoying your time off, you're like, oh, actually everything's on fire, and you're like, oh, I can't enjoy myself anymore.
Yeah, I've been there before, where you take some time off of work. You're like, yes, time to start my holiday. I'm on my way to Singapore, and then I get called up, like, hey, we need some help with this. Like,
yeah, I was gonna say, are you specifically talking about when you had me stream?
Yes. Oh god. Yeah, feels bad, man. It's like I just want to go on holiday, but regardless, something that will continue on and isn't going on a break is ESL Open Cup Asia. It will be here every single week, every single Monday. EU and NA are going to be in a couple of hours. Fingers crossed that the lobby bug is resolved. It was announced on Twitter by ESL that if it isn't, then those weeklies will be postponed until next week. So they are aware of the issue and they have plans in case it does pop up. We'll see. Hopefully the events are able to run.
And it's getting pretty important. I mean, for the most part, the players for Katowice next year are locked in, but there are still points to be had.
Yeah,
in these ESL weeklies.
I think one of the big ones was Bjorn. Like, I don't know if it was confirmed that he was in to Katowice or not. I think he's one of those players that, like, depending on the last event on DreamHack Last Chance and his placement there, like maybe he secures a spot or not. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Like, slowly but surely those standings are being finalized and we're going to have our top players for Katowice 2021.
It's gonna happen in 2021.
Yeah, it's in a couple of days. But you know, thanks to everyone for tuning in. I hope everyone has had a happy holidays. And Yaku, where can people find more of you?
Twitch.tv/Yakuzaku1. Throw a comment, Empora Yakuzaku. Actually, speaking of festive season, I'm gonna try to use Twitter more often next year.
Ah, is that your New Year's
So-
resolution?
You can call it that, yeah. It was just, it was more of I'm like, you know what? Why don't I use Twitter more? And I looked at my timeline. I'm like, oh, why am I following all these people?
Time to clean it up.
Yep. That's what I'm going to do after the broadcast goes down. Exclamation mark Discord in the chat. You can find myself as well as the other members of CranKy, including Light and what have you, including Kuro, who came on earlier, including the casters for all of our events, really. Yoda Slim's there, Seal Mold's there. I was going to say our casters for Duckling Showdown, but, you know, they are, for the most part, the casters on behalf of the other events. That buy my shirts. Where can we find you, Light?
Light_VIP on Twitch and Twitter if you want to follow me there, where I stream occasionally, whether it's ladder sessions. But for the most part, make sure you follow the CranKy Ducklings here on this channel. We are live throughout the week. Obviously, we have a lot more downtime at the end of the year as a lot of weeklies are on hiatus for a couple of weeks. We're all on a bit of a break. And as soon as possible, keep an eye on our social media. We'll announce when the Duckling Showdown is going to happen.
Yeah, stay tuned as we are going to be looking for somebody to raid. And with that, Happy New Year.
Yeah, happy New Year, everyone. I hope everyone had a good 2021. I hope 2020. I hope 2021 turns out a little bit better. And everyone give some love to Vivid because we're gonna give him a bit of a raid.
Yeah. I appreciate your optimism there.
Ciao.
Bella. Do, 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 do. Do, do, do.